Yeah, good morning everyone. So yesterday we learned about how to use ng for. So we learned how to work with APIs and working with ng for how to handle. Have you tried those examples? I showed you API, NASA API. Na? Have you tried presenting those images, other details that are available in that website? We learned about that. So after understanding that, so we will use another. What we will do is, we will see another example today. We will see an example of a website called, we have fakestoreapi.com. This is a website. So that website has some sample data. We will try to use this data in our project. So fakestoreapi.com, just like yesterday's I showed you NASA API. Fakestoreapi.com, it have some request methods like get. In the get method, they have a get method that is http://fakestoreapi.com. In that, they have products. Products, actually, it returns all products. It returns all the products details. They have a set of 20 products. They will return all those 20 products. That is some data. We have some data. You see here, this is the website fakestore.com. This is Fakestore API, just like NASA API you have seen yesterday. In this, you can see they will provide you some methods here. These are all the methods. There is a HTTP method, products, and this is going to get the list of all products we have. Now, yesterday's NASA API was returning an object. What this is returning? Array of object, and every object have ID, title, price, description. It has some image, some rating, and again rating is an object. Rating is an object. That object have like rate and count like details. Now we need to design this. We will see how to work with this API. We will create one example by using this. If you are learning Java, .NET or Python or some other technologies, those technologies will teach you how to create such APIs. So in Angular, we don't learn how to create APIs. In Angular, we learn how to consume APIs. These kind of APIs you will learn in Java, .NET and other technologies. They will teach you web APIs, web services. There you will learn how to create such methods that return data. Data you will keep in your databases like Oracle, MySQL or MongoDB. We pull the data from that using technologies JSP, PHP, ASP.NET like, and we provide to front end. So up to providing data, your server side technologies will teach you. Consuming the data, we will learn in front end. Angular, React, and JavaScript, jQuery, These are about consuming API, not creating APIs. So we have some APIs, and here they have so many others. Actually, the fake store provides products, that is returning some 20 products. It's an array. That means I will give you like this is an array type. And they have another method called /products/1. That is product ID. Then it is going to return an object, one product information. They have given some 20 products. Every product information you can access by using this URL. Remember, this is the URL you have to add to this one. And another method they have, products/categories. It is going to return all product categories. It is also array. It is going to return product categories like electronics, like men's clothing, women's clothing, like that. That is another one. Another method is there, get products/category/category name, like this. What this is going to do is, it is going to return all products that belong to specific category. So this is also an array. That means it will return all the products which belong to electronics. So which belong to some footwear, fashion, different categories are available. It is going to return only the products that belong to that category. So as of now, these are enough. We will try to implement them. So all our data is with these APIs. We have to present an interface. Let's see. Go to our Angular and we will create a component in Angular. I will add a new component. Yep. So open in terminal, generate component, ng generate component. Component name is shopping cart. Okay, skip this. Okay. I am creating a component called shopping cart. We are designing a simple shopping cart. And we will keep this in the startup. Let's go to app module. In the bootstrap, we will keep this in the startup shopping cart. That is shopping cart component, and in index, we will change this shopping cart. We will add that shopping cart here. Okay. Let's request this local host. Shopping cart works. It is working fine now. Right. Let's design this. Let's go to components, shopping cart component, HTML. Here we will create a simple container, right? We will design a container here. So class as container fluid. And here I will keep a header. In this, I will just add class bgdanger. So text white, text center, and I will add a heading. Let's keep a span class bi some cart 4 or yeah. And here we will give shopping online, something like this. And let's keep this margin top 2. Okay. Now this is at the top. We have this at the top. I will just keep this cart 4 and we will keep some padding 2. This is at the top. We have shopping online. Okay, right. That is at the top, right. Now we will create below this, we will create a section. This is your HTML section. It have a nav and it have a main and it have an aside. I hope you learned about them. Huh? HTML have nav, main and asides, and this section will have a class margin top as 2 and it is row. In this navigation we will keep as column 2 and main we will give as column 8 and this aside we will give 2 because we have to distribute. Actually, suppose I given this among 12 we have to distribute 3 columns. Left side here I will keep a simple div and I will keep a label, select category, and we will keep a div, select, and we will put a class here as form select. Okay. This one will have a class form label. Okay. And right side we will put again a div. And here we will put a label, your cart items. And here I will put a square brace and put a div and put a span class bi cart 2 and here we will just keep an empty one. It will display like this. And I will make this available like a button, right? Better I will keep it as a button. So I'm adding like a button. And here we have a class BTN and BTN danger and W100. Okay. This is actually the button we have right side. Fine, right? Now, here view, here I will just give an text as view, right? This is the basic design we created. So what we want here is, in this left side, we want to display all categories of products we have. And in the middle, we want to display all the products we have. And the right side, we need to add those items into the cart. We need to design this. There is nothing to explain what I have done till now. This is HTML, CSS, right? So whatever I designed is basic HTML and CSS. There is nothing to explain what I designed here, right? So now, how we can access the categories and display here. These are the categories we want to display here. Actually, this fake store have a API called products/categories, and you see it is returning an array. Array of what type? String type. So we have to fetch and display inside dropdown. Yesterday we learned how to create a dropdown, ordered list, unordered list through iterations. So let's go to the TS file. In the TS file, we will write one method. Here we will write a method, public get categories. That is the method. This method have to connect with API, get the categories and store them. Where to store? I will create a property called categories. It is an string type array initialized with empty. Because depending on what type of data coming to you. So string type array is coming. So we declared a string type array categories. Now this get categories method have to fetch the data from API and load that into categories. So how to do that? We have fetch from API URL. What is it? http://fakestore-api.com/products/categories. Okay. So then get the response and convert the response into which format? JSON. After that, collect the data, and the data is an array. We have to assign to this categories. So this dot categories is equal to whatever data. That's ready. But when this get categories method should execute, when initialized, on initialization, call the method this dot get categories. When component is initialized, it will load all the categories. Now where to display these categories? Inside this drop down, we have to display. So inside the drop down, we have to create an option. This option should repeat. So what to repeat? NG for let item of what is the collection? Categories. And in the option, we will display every item. And you can see all the categories information will come here. This is coming from the API. All the categories information is coming here. But it is coming in small letters. I want to display in capital letters. Then we will do one thing. Here, we will use JavaScript functions. We can use JavaScript functions. In JavaScript, how to convert string into capital letters? We can use to uppercase. It is a string function. By using that, you can convert that into uppercase. All are into uppercase now. Or you don't need such complex methods. Simply in Angular, they provided a concept called pipe. Later I will tell you about them. Here temporarily we can use it. Pipe is to transform data. You can change the appearance of data. And we have a pipe called uppercase. Just apply it. It is used to convert into uppercase and display. It's very simple. Date, currencies, and string values you can easily transform by using these pipes. We will learn about pipes in a separate concept. As of now, uppercase is a pipe which converts the text into uppercase. Okay. And you see it is converted into uppercase. But one problem is that the problem is they have given only these, but they given in lowercase. Actually, every product can be filtered based on category, but category name is used in lowercase only. Category name is lowercase. That means in the original data, it is in lowercase. For visual clarity, you change it to uppercase. Then when anybody selects this, it will send uppercase. But in data, it is lowercase. And JavaScript is case sensitive. It will not match. Then we are showing uppercase, but we can send lowercase. That is what you have learned in HTML. In HTML, you learned that every option have text. Am I right? And every option have value. What is difference between text and value? Text is what to display and value is what to submit. What you display is not the same what you submit every time. Sometimes we submit same. Suppose in many websites they ask you select your city. But when you select city, in the background, they get the pin code and use it. They don't use city names. Right? Suppose you went to IRCTC. They will say that enter train number. We don't know train numbers. We don't know train numbers. Then what we do? We search. We select a train. Automatically its number is taken in the background. That means what you see is not the same what is submitted. So what you see is text, what you submit is value, right? So here text is uppercase, then I will use here a property called value. Into value I will pass item directly without converting to uppercase. That means the actual is lowercase. So it will put the value lowercase, but it will show in uppercase. That means when you select the option, it will send lowercase. But while showing, it will show in uppercase only. That is one point. Okay. Another point is they have given electronics, jewelry like this. Because they have only those here. But I selected jewelry products came. Then I selected men's clothing. It will get men's clothing. But I want all. But there is no all. I want all categories at one place. There is no all. That means that's not a problem. You learned JavaScript. You know how to add a element into array. That means already this is the logic. So they have this data. The data is an array. In that array, they have only categories. Now they don't have all as a category, but we want it. In that case, before you assign to categories, you can add a value into array. How to add a value into array? In JavaScript, you have some array methods. We have push. We have unshift. Unshift is used for adding an element as a first element. Push is used to add an element as last. Splice is used for adding element at any position. So we will use data.unshift and we will add all. Now you can see that before assigning this data into categories, one new element is added. It is added as first item. It is added as first item. So in the menu, you will get all now. So this is not given in their data. We manually added it. Okay, that is fine. Keep it. So we have this data. Okay, this is the data. Yeah. We have categories, all the categories here. And now we want all the products here in the middle, in the main area. So we will write another array, public products. This is an object type array. That means it should be any type array. Okay. Now we will write another method. So what is the method? Public get products. This get products method fetch from http://fakestoreapi.com/products, which will return all products. And we have to use then get the response implies response.json. Dot then get the data and assign to this dot products is equal to whatever data. It is an array. Now load this get products also on initialization. This dot get products. Okay. Now the products array is ready. It contains all product details, which we will print here in the middle column. In this column we will print. In the main area we will print. So here I will create a container. I will use as dflex, display flex, flex wrap, and I will keep style height as some 400 pixels. I will keep an option overflow as auto. That is some styles we given for that. Now inside this, yesterday we learned how to design a card. We will create a div and we will keep this as a card. Card will have padding 2, margin 2. Card will have a style, some 200 pixel, that is style width as 200 pixels. Okay. This card should repeat for every product. This card must repeat for every product. So we have to use ng for let item of collection. What is the collection item of what products? Now every product have lot of details. Every product have lot of details. I will display those details. Here I will use here an image. Here src. I want to display the product image. You see the data. Here you see the data products. You can see it is an array. And every product contains ID. It contains title. It contains price. And it contains image. And it contains a rating which is having rate and count. So what I am doing here is I will get item.image which contains picture, and I will keep height as 160 and class as card image top. Below that we will create a container, class as card header. In this we will put a simple paragraph, and here I want to display item.title. Item.title is the product name. The product picture is here, name is here. I will keep style height as suppose 180 pixel. Okay. Below the card title, I will keep another div, class as card body. In the card body, I will create a data list with a data term. Here we have price, data definition. I want to display the price, item.price. Be careful about the attributes you are giving. Capital letters, small letters, property names matters. So I am not writing simply like that. I am writing the same names, properties they have in their data. Okay. So that is price. Okay. And you can apply for this price currency. Currency pipe. You can apply that currency pipe. Later I will tell you how to change currency formats and all. Right? Initially currency pipes and all. Okay. Next. Uppercase to convert capital letters, currency for displaying currencies. Suppose you want to display Indian rupee. By default dollar will come, colon, you have to write INR. So that is for Indian rupees. Otherwise default dollar will come, colon. Another term is rating. Here I will put a data definition. I will put a span. Class, so class as BI star fill, text success. And here I will just put item dot rating dot rate, and in the bracket I will define again item dot rate dot count, how many people rated it. Okay, so that is fine. Now this is card body. Now I am designing another container, and we will keep here class as card footer. In the card footer, I will create a button and a span. So class is bi cart 4, and I will write here add to cart. And for this button, I will give as class btn danger and w100. And you can see now all the products information will be displayed like this. These are all the products details we have. It should display all the products information here. Let's load this. Some products are missing. Let's go to the design. Where is the image? Image source item.image. It is taking some time for loading. Oh, first product detail came, right? Where is the second product? Let's go. Fake store API / products. Products is an array. Get products. All have to load. Some API problem is there. Let's check. Console, some error is there. Count is not there. Actually, what they have given count rating.counter, where we presented the count in this rating.rate rating, right? Rating.count. That is the misspelled we have done. Yeah. Now all the products information should display here. You can see all the products information will come. That means these are all the product details we are having. All the products information is here. I will just adjust the main height. What is the main height? Main height is 400. I will give 600. Okay. Now you can see here the details are coming. These are all the product details. These are all the product details. Whatever the products are there, we are accessing those details and displaying them here. Now we have two important things here. Left side, all the categories are coming, and here all the products are coming. Now they have given the data. We need to implement the logic on this. Now what should happen is, when user selects the category, only the category related products must come. If user selects electronics, only electronics. That means now, in that case, I have to load these products so many times. That means when user select electronics, only electronic products must come. He selects men's clothing products must come. In that case, this loading of products must be done so many times. But every time this URL will be changing. Then we will do one thing. Instead of rewriting, we will make this get products to use a parameter URL, which is string type. And I will use that URL here. We will use that URL here. So it is not standard now. Get products is a method which is expecting URL. That URL will be changing every time. That means whenever user changes the product category, that category related products must come and load. In that case, this get products have to load the products every time, and only the URL will be changing. URL will be changing. Now, when you access get products on initialization, I want to load all products. Then we have to pass all products related URL. What is it? http://fake store API, fake store API, api.com/what products. This is sending all the details. That means we designed a method for reusability. So what we are doing, we are creating a method called get products, which is expecting an URL. When you pass the URL, that URL related products it will get, and it will store inside the products. So this products array is not standard. The products array is not standard. It is changing according to the URL you pass. But one is confirmed that it is accepting multiple products. That means it is an array. But that array will be changing every time. Once it will be electronics array, another time it will be some men's clothing array, sometimes it will be jewelry array. It is array, but that array will be changing depending on what URL you pass. On initialization, which URL we are passing? Fake all products URL we are passing. So it is going to display all products initially. It is working fine. When user changes this drop down, so how to write event? For that, we have to write an event for this drop down. For drop down, how to write event? Parenthesis. What is the event written for drop downs in JavaScript? We have change. When user changes the value in drop down, then we have to call a method. The method, I will say product change or say category changed. I will write here category changed. This method will fire up. But we haven't written that method. Now very important, into this method, we have to send this option value. Which option they selected, we have to send that value. So how to send the details of any particular object? So generally in JavaScript, you learned about JavaScript events. So generally in JavaScript, on click, and you return some button click, some event name. And I hope you learned in JavaScript, every event have two default arguments. One is this, another one event. I hope you learned that. What is the purpose of these two arguments? This is used for sending information about current object. Current object means, suppose you are writing for button. Button related details are sent by using this. Button related details means button ID, button name, button value, button class names, everything you can send by using this. And event related properties you can send with event. Event related properties means on x-axis where you clicked, on y-axis where you clicked, whether you used control key, alt key, shift key, these are event arguments. When you are using JavaScript events, every JavaScript event have two default event arguments. One is this, another one is event. In Angular, you write this as a click. In Angular, we will define event name. In Angular, only one default argument is there, that is $event. In Angular, only one default argument will be there, $event. And this $event sends both details, object related details, event related details. That means object related details, event related details, both you can access through one parameter. In JavaScript, you have to use two parameters. One is this, another one event. Here we have to send by using one $event. So the drop down related value you can send here by using $event. Now why it is showing error? Because there is no method written by this name. You have to write it. And remember, this event is an object which contains object details, event details. It is an object. So we have to write a method called category change. Let's go and write the method. What is the method? Public category changed. This method is expecting a parameter object type. So E of what type? Any. Now whatever event arguments are there, you can access by using E. That means now E can access the value of dropdown. E can access the value of dropdown. How to access the value of dropdown? Simply E dot target dot value. I will show you a sample here. We will put an alert and I will say E dot target dot value. E dot target dot value, it will get the drop down value. Let's see whether it is working or not. I will go here for this. Buttons are very high. I will keep little bit height as 160 pixel. Fine. Now you see here, generally, I select a category and the category name will be passed. See, it is coming in lowercase. That's what we need. We have lowercase. That's what we need. And when you select any category, so the category will be displayed here. So what you see is uppercase, what you submit is lowercase. Now what I have to do is, you see in this website, in the fake store website, they have this URL. What is this URL? Products, category, jewelry. That means it will get only jewelry products. Now up to this it is same. This is changing. Once it is jewelry, once it is electronics, once it is men's clothing, like that. So we need this URL. So see what we do now. Simple. What to do now? Whenever user changes the category, we will get products again. This dot get products again. This get products is expecting URL. I will use a backtick. In that, what is the URL? http://fakestoreapi.com/what products/what category name changing. This dynamically coming from drop down value. So how to embed a dynamic value? $curly brace. And what is the value dynamically coming? E dot target dot value. That means the drop down value is coming. When user select electronics, it will be category electronics. That means now category name is changing. Now you see here, done. That is done. You go here, I selected jewelry, only jewelry products will come. I selected here men's clothing, only men's clothing will come. I selected here women's clothing, only women's clothing will come. And I selected all are not coming. We haven't written logic for that. Right? That means now here, that is a simple condition actually. So simple condition. What is the condition? Here, if E dot target dot value is equal to all, understood? If it is equal to all, then what we have to do, this dot get products, all products must load. That means http://fakestoreapi.com/what products. That's it. Else, if it is not all, it may be some category. Then this logic will come. That category related will display. So that is simple. Now you see here, you select electronics, only electronics will come. You select jewelry, only jewelry will come. Only jewelry products will come. And you selected all, and again all products will come. That means we are handling the filter and we are displaying only the details that we need. Here we are displaying only what we. Now, when user clicks add to cart, this must be added into my cart here. Right? That means when user clicks on this button, add to cart, that item must be added into this cart. So remember, these kind of examples are generally done in JavaScript itself. I am just showing you that in Angular, we can simplify this. Understood? This is not Angular example. This is ordinary JavaScript example you can do in JavaScript also. But JavaScript takes lot of logic. Don't consider this as an Angular example. This is after all JavaScript based. This is simple JavaScript. With your common JavaScript knowledge, you can do this. But in JavaScript, lot of coding work is there. We have to write iterations, adding elements dynamically, creating elements dynamically. Angular is simplifying. Understood? It is simplifying the logic. It is simplifying the code. Right? So now don't feel like this is something great example I am designing. It's an after all simple JavaScript example. Right? Our JavaScript people know this already. Right? Our JavaScript people already done this in JavaScript. I am showing you in Angular in a simplified approach. Right? Generally, this is a simple approach. This, if I have to do in JavaScript, lot of logic I have to write. That is only the point. You are not doing any special here. Just simplifying everything. Right? Simple logic, simple syntaxes, and presenting the concept. So, when user clicks add to cart, now we need to add this item into cart. How to get this item details when user clicks? Actually, you see here, we will write a logic for this add to cart button. Where is it? It is in the footer now. There is a button called add to cart. So I will write a event. What is it? Click. I will write here add to cart click. Okay. On add to cart click, which item they have clicked, that item details we have to send. We have to send that item related details. What we will do is, all details we don't need, because in order to search for that product, we need its ID. That is enough. I need to send that ID. So you see, currently you are using iteration now. Every item details you can access through item. So when user clicks add to cart, here we will send that item related ID. That means we are sending product ID, which is what type? Number type. We have to collect that ID. First, let's do this. We have to write a method now, add to cart click. Let's go and write a method here. What is the method? Public add to cart click. Okay, on add to cart click, it is expecting ID, which is a number. It is a number type. Am I right? Now, first let's see whether it is able to collect the ID correctly or not. We will put an alert ID. We will see whether it is able to collect or not. I will select any category jewelry. I will click on this product, solid gold palette. Its ID is 6. It is coming. Every product have a different unique ID. We are able to access that or not, it's important. Suppose another one, this is 5. It is able to access that ID. Okay, good. But very important is, we need to search for this ID product in the data and bring that product and add this into a separate cart items array. That means there are so many items in the list, but out of that you add only what items you want. That means you need another array. You need a shopping basket. In that shopping basket, you can add some items. That means you need one more array. Let's say we will declare another array. That array is cart items. Cart items is again any type. It's an empty array. Okay. How many items are there in the cart? I will do one thing. I will create cart count also, which is a number type, which is initially 0. Cart count should update every time when you add an item. So we will create one method for that. Public get cart count. Understood? What this get cart count have to do is this dot cart count is equal to how to get how many items are there in the cart. We have to just get this dot cart items is an array dot length. Am I right? Am I right? That means how many items are there in the cart. Those length will come. Initially it is 0. There are no items. And whenever anybody adds an item, we will call this function. That means count will be updated every time. Now what we will do is we will load this on initialization. On initialization, this dot get cart count. Okay. And I will display the cart count in the right side here in this span. In that square brace, what we will do is we will display the cart count. That means here we will use what is that cart count. We will add cart count. Cart count is initially how much? 0. Then it will show here 0. Currently it is 0. Now what should happen? When user clicks add to cart, from anywhere he can click. From filter, from direct. When he clicks this, I want to get that product details and add that into cart items. And I need to update the count. I need to update the count. So see what I am doing here now. On add to cart click, we have to search for this product, that ID related product in data. And they have that API also. Observe, they have an API product/ID. They have an API product/ID. You see product/ID 1, it will get only first product. That means based on ID, you can search for the product and you can access it. This is ID. Huh? That means now what we are doing here is what we are doing. Let's go. We have to use a fetch now. What is the URL? Fetch URL http://fakestore.api.com/what products/ here we need to pass the ID that is passed from the add to cart button click. Understood? Now this is going to return one object, one product. So what we will do then, response, then we will use response. Yeah. Response implies what? Response.json. And then we will use data. This data is an object. We have to push this object into cart items. That means this dot cart items is an empty array. Into that we will push. What we will push? Data. And we will display one alert saying that in this alert we will say that data, here we will put data dot title /n means next line. So I will put a message added to cart. That means the product name added to cart. After that I will use this dot get cart count. That means cart count will be updated. What this get cart count will do? It will get the latest collection details and it will update the count. Now you see here, that's done. Let's go and you select any item. Suppose I selected this item, add to cart, and it says it is added to cart. And you say okay, then you can see one item is in the cart. Now I selected another category, jewelry or some another men's clothing. So another category. I click on add to cart. That means this is added to cart. And say okay, now you have 2 items in the cart. Now when I click on that button, I want to see what are there in the cart. Right? When I click on this button, I need to show what items are in the cart. Where anywhere you can show, generally we can design a pop-up. We can show a pop-up dialog box. In the dialog box, we can show that these are your cart items. But for designing such pop-ups, you need lot of Bootstrap knowledge, models, Bootstrap models, or you need Angular materials. Later you will learn about materials introduction I will give you. That is like Bootstrap only. You can design pop-ups, navigation bars effectively for you. As of now, we will simply put, when user clicks on this button, when user clicks on the button, I will put those items here only. There itself, below. Later we will put in a pop-up, right? I will temporarily put there itself, right? Okay, let's do this. Now, what we have to do is, let's go to this design. In this aside, below this div, I will add another div. I will add another div. I will just keep a class margin top 2, and here I will create a table. I will create a table, and in this table you see I am doing table, data list, anything you can create. Table, I will put a class as table and table hover. Okay, and here we have t head. In the tr we have th. Here we will put product title, and we will put here preview, only photo of that product. Another one, we need price. We will get all these 3 details and show, but it is too much. Why? Because we have very less space there. In that less space, showing all these details is very lengthy, but just I will fit there. Later we will display in a separate dialog box, because learning dialog box is very complex. Later you have to do that. So as of now, we will create a table body. In that table row, this row should repeat ng for let, it should repeat ng for, and what is the logic? Let item of collection. Collection, this time it is cart items collection. That means what items are in the cart, we want to show them only, right? Then items here, in the first cell, we need to display item dot title. Okay. In the second cell, we need to display image. Image will have an src, item dot image. I will keep width as some 50, small, and height also 50. Okay. After that last cell, I will put the price. That means here we will display item dot price. And very important is, I don't want to display this table every time. Only when they click the button I want to show. Right? Only when they click view cart, then I need to display. You know how to add and remove, show and hide. Am I right? So what we will do is, we will write a simple Boolean property here, public. So is cart visible? Am I right? It is what type? Boolean. And we will keep by default false. False. Is cart visible? False. Now we need to apply this to our cart here, table. Here I will simply use, what is it? ng if is cart visible. Understood? By default it is having false. When it should be turned into true? When user clicks this button. Am I right? I will write a click, and here I will put an option, toggle cart. Understood? Now we will write a method here. Let's write a method. And what is the method? Public toggle cart. What this method have to do? If it is true, set to false. If it is false, set to true. That means this dot is cart visible is equal to, we will put a ternary operator. Here we will say, if this dot is cart visible is equal to false, set it to true. Otherwise, set it to false. This is ternary operator. That means if it is a false, set it to true. If it is true, set it to false. Okay. toggle cart is ready. Now see, I will select here jewelry. I added one jewelry product. Okay, add to cart. It is added. Okay, one item is there. I will click on view cart. It will show that item that is available there. I click on this, again it will hide. Right? You can do one thing. Let's just put the screen. I will do one thing. This column size, I will set it to 6 so that I can set the column size here to 4. Little bit better. Okay. 4. So it looks little lengthy right side. Okay. So let's keep it to 3. Yeah. And let's keep it to 7. Because product details are large. Okay, that looks okay. Now you see here, when user selects a category and when user adds any item and it is added, now one item is there. And you click here, that item will display. I selected another men's clothing and I choose any another product, add to cart, it is added and it is there. You can hide the display here. You can hide the display. On the button click, it will hide. Now I select another option. So, and I choose any category and add to cart and it is added to cart. It is added to cart. That means it is displaying the cart items and showing those cart items here. Now we can do a lot of work here. I can put a remove button there. And when user clicks the remove button, that item must be removed. That means that particular item must be removed from the cart. If I don't want, then again cart count should be updated. Now we need to see how we can do. Because adding remove button, nothing complex. Actually what you do, in the last cell, I am using a button. In that I will put a span, class is equal to BI trash. And for this button, I will use the class BTN and BTN danger. And you can see that actually when I add items into the cart, add to cart, okay, one item, delete button is there. I am selecting another item into the cart. It is also added. Now delete button is there. And when I click this delete button, this item must be removed from the cart. It should ask, are you sure you want to remove? If yes, remove. Otherwise, no. That means we need to manage that delete button. So we need to handle the delete. Now the question is how you can delete it. Actually, it's very simple. Concept is very simple. Generally, what we have to do is when user clicks this delete button, we need to send this index number. When on the delete button, we can send the index number. Now, important, you should know that ng for have some properties. Ng for provides some properties. Till now, you just seen ng for. Ng for have some properties like it have index property, it have first property, it have last property, even property, odd property. It is having a method called track by. These are the properties of ng for. What is advantage of this is you can make use of this ng for more better with these properties. That means what index can do is it can return the index number of that item. Repeating item index number. Index number is 0, 1, 2, 3. It can send it. So that means how to use these properties like this. You are writing anywhere. You are writing ng for let item of what? Collection. Here you can put a semicolon. We can declare a variable I. Into that we can use index. Now what it will do? It will get the index number of iterating item and it will store that in the I. That means ng for is iterating. While iterating, every item index number it can collect through this index property. And it can store in a reference, which is very important for deleting, editing like operations. So it's very simple now. See, when user clicks this button, let's write the logic for that. That means we have to write logic for this button. What is it? On click. What we have to do? Remove item. And how to remove the item? We have to send the index number na. So scroll up. Because remember, this is entire card, right? And this card is repeating na ng for. Here put a semicolon. You declare a variable called I. You can use any variable name. It uses the property what? Index. So iterating item index number you can collect and you can store in I. Now what you can do is you can send that I here. Index number you can send. Understood? Now we have to write this method to accept that index number. Then let's go to and write here. What is it? Public. What is the method? Remove item. It is expecting I what type? Number type. Now what we have to do is we have to remove that index number product from cart items. How to remove any item from array in JavaScript? To remove any item from array in JavaScript, you have three methods: pop, shift, and splice. Pop is for removing last item. Shift is for removing first item. Splice is for removing specific item. So what we will do now here, this dot, what is the array? Cart items dot, we will use splice. Which index number item we have to remove? I index number. From that index number, how many to remove? You have to tell. How many? Only one. That is how array delete methods are used in JavaScript. JavaScript array splice method expecting two values. One is from which index, how many to remove. From which index? I index. How many to remove? Only one. Will you directly remove or will you take any confirmation? Taking confirmation is good. Then what we will do here, we will put a variable flag. This flag will use a confirm box. JavaScript have a confirm box now. So are you sure want to delete? Am I right? Now this confirm box, if flag is equal to true, because confirm box will return true on yes. If it is true, then delete. Understood? Otherwise, don't do anything. So this delete should happen only when confirm is true. Otherwise, no. Okay, let's see. Now your remove concept is also ready here. So let's say, oh, what is it? Why? I is not there. Where is this? We written here, not here. This should be written in table. It is not here. It is to be written in the iterating item is not there. Acha. This is here we have to write. Okay. This is another iterator na. We have to use what is it? Let I is equal to index. In this table we have to give, not in this for. Okay. Where is this for used? Here not required. Because we have to display that in cart items na. So here we have to get the index number. That's fine. Okay. Now you see here, we selected jewelry. I added one jewelry product. Okay. Add to cart. I selected men's clothing. I added another item. Add to cart. So I selected some women's clothing. I added another item. Add to cart. Okay. 3 items are in the cart. I want to delete men's cotton jacket. I click on that delete. It asks, are you sure want to delete? I click on cancel. It's not deleted. I click on that delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Okay. Then it is removed. After removing, count should update na. We haven't done that. Okay. Then you have to write it. You know what to do. After deleting, what we have to do, this dot get cart count. Cart count should be updated now every time. That is important. So now you selected here, add to cart. An item is added to cart. So add to cart, second item added to cart. You have these two. I want to, currently 2 items are there. I want to delete the first one. Okay. Now again it is 1. The item count is updated. I deleted this also. Okay. Now it is 0. No items are in the cart. You can add any item you want into that and it will be added into it. So this is a simple example of handling the interaction with the API, iterations and manage. This is entire only one page we have designed. So to handle all these interactions with ngFor, right? This you have to try. Now in this, I will give you one extra work to do, task. What is the task extra you have to do is, how many items are added in the cart? Am I right? What you have to do is, below, you have to put a total. Understood? And you have to get the total amount for those items. That should update when you add item, remove item. Understood? This is the extra work for you in this example. Only one task I given. Right? You have to get the total count of cart items and below at the bottom of table, total amount, how much that we have to display. And that our amount should update when add new item or remove item. That's extra work you have to do. That means calculate the price of all these items and display total below. Understood? The items which are added to cart, get them and do. That is the logic you have to implement. Right? I hope you are genius Java developer, .NET developers. It is a very simple thing for you. No? It's a very simple thing. Java developer means these are all like school people, kids like programming. Java developer, .NET developer means these kind of tasks, just 1 minute task. You have to do it. I explained for an hour, right? But this is just 10 minutes work. Maximum 5-10 minutes. I explained 1.5 hours, but this is the work to be done by a developer just in 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes maximum for this. Right? Just for explanation, it took a lot of time. But this is the actual time, 10 minutes max for designing this. In interviews, you will get more complex tasks. You have to do 2-3 days. Then imagine the scale of task given to you in interviews. Understood? That means they will give 2-3 days time. They will say that go home. After in 2-3 days, you submit this task. That means now you can imagine how complex task they will give to you in interviews. Right? So you have to practice this. Try this. Now in the next session, tomorrow, we will discuss other properties of ngFor. ngFor you have seen index now. Similarly, other properties are there. What are those? How to use them? We will see one example. Right? Tomorrow we will continue. Right? This entire example I will upload. You have to try this. Okay? Right.